Christie or the song. Nigerian security chiefs met with lawmakers today to discuss extending the state of emergency brought on by the Islamic uprising gripping the region. Boko Haram is also blamed for the kidnapping of about 300 Nigerian girls last month, as we've been covering all along. But when Secretary Hillary Clinton had a chance to put the group on America's terror list, she did not. Tonight, correspondent Doug McElway looks at why.
Why did the State Department under Hillary Clinton not designate Boko Haram an FTO, a foreign terrorist organization, as the outfit was dramatically escalating its attacks, even as the FBI, the CIA, and the Justice Department were all urging the designation? Today, a Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs blamed pressure from the Nigerian government.
The government of Nigeria feared that designating these individuals and the organizations would bring them more attention, more publicity, and be counterproductive.
In a story scheduled to run next week, the Weekly Standard reports that Boko Haram should have warranted much greater attention. It says the 2011 raid at the bin Laden compound produced documents that directly linked senior al-Qaeda leaders to Boko Haram. Tom Jocelyn wrote the Weekly Standard piece.
What I think it is it's driven by policy. Basically, there's this desire to define al-Qaeda down, to say that al-Qaeda that attacked us on 9/11 was the discrete core in Pakistan, and that we can just drone that core to death. That's not what al-Qaeda is. Al-Qaeda has been an international network since before 9/11, and it's been an international network after 9/11.
State Department officials recently defended the non-designation of Boko Haram, pointing to the targeting of 3 of its leaders in June of 2012 and to President Obama's new approach to countering terrorism.
I would point you to President Obama's speech he gave almost exactly a year ago, where he talked about the need for a holistic approach to countering terrorism. That's what we're pursuing.
But back in January of 2013, Clinton herself was singing a very different tune about the threat posed by Boko Haram.
Whether they call themselves al-Qaeda or Boko Haram or Ansar al-Sharia, they are all part of the same global jihadist movement, and there may be differences between them, but their goals are unfortunately similar and pose threats to us and our partners.
The non-designation has provoked the suspicions of the only member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee to vote against the Clinton nomination to head state.
I'm going to be sending the State Department a number of very specific questions regarding the time period when they refused to list Boko Haram as a terrorist organization. Who was part of that process?
Boko Haram was given the terrorist designation after Mrs. Clinton left the State Department. Vitter had expressed concern during her confirmation hearing about potential conflicts of interest of her serving in the role of Secretary of State, while her husband's foundation raked in billions of dollars from foreign entities, some in the Middle East and some in Nigeria. Brett?
Continue to follow it. Doug, thank you. Will heads roll.